All right, guys, let's talk about a skyscraper outreach. The idea behind skyscraper outreach is to find topics in your market that everybody is linking to, content in your market that everybody is linking to, and to create your own version of that. Then reach out to the people who are already linking to that kind of stuff and then ask them to link to your content too. The first thing we need to do here is to find those topics, the topics for which the articles have tons of links. It can be a little bit counterintuitive. When we're doing keyword research, we want content that does not have a lot of links because we want low competition. Here, we're not trying to rank for keywords, we're trying to get links. So we need to go to where the links are. There are a few ways you can do this. The first one is just brainstorming topics you probably think are big, so it's like an educated guess. Most of the time, this comes from doing your niche research. So when I was researching the golf niche, I saw that everybody was writing about golf swings. So I just guessed that was a really popular topic, typed it into Google, turned on my Ahrefs bar so that I could see the number of links each article has. And in this case, I turned out to be right. So I can see that this first result has 171 referring domains. By the way, when I'm looking at these, I'm not looking at the raw backlinks. We want to see how many individual sites are linking to this article because we want the most individual sites to email as possible. For this particular topic, it looks like the results are pretty good. Any topic where you're scrolling through the SERPs and you can see multiple results that have over 100 referring domains is good. This one isn't quite that good, but it definitely has one that is over 100 referring domains and then lots of them that are like 30, 40, 50, 60. So we're going to be getting prospects from all of these sites as long as they have over like 10 referring domains, right? So if we add those all up, it's pretty feasible that we could create a resource on improving your golf swing and then have maybe like 100 or 200 people to email after we have like cleaned the list of prospects to make sure they're relevant and they have the proper authority and that sort of thing. So if this were a bad result, what you would see instead is more results like this one or this one, articles that have few referring domains pointing to them. So as you're looking at this, if you find a result like this, you can just mark it down. What I like to do is start a spreadsheet in my niche research. This is the finished version, but it started with me just writing improve your golf swing and then listing some competitor pages. And I'll go into detail about how to find this other stuff here too. So one version is one way to find these topics is just to brainstorm the big subtopics in your market that you already kind of know from doing your niche research, or maybe you just know the market in general. Type them into Google, see what comes up. The second one is to use the Ahrefs Content Explorer. The Ahrefs Content Explorer basically lets you search the web for content and then sort it by any number of criteria, right? So in this case, we are searching for apple cider vinegar. I'm not searching for golf because what I found with golf is that this just did not work. And I'll tell you why in a second. Search for apple cider vinegar, made sure it was in title, and that ensures that all of these results are very relevant. If you click everywhere or in content, then it'll come up with any article where apple cider vinegar is ever mentioned, and the results tend to be much less relevant. Then under sorted by, you can sort by any of this stuff. Of course, because we're doing skyscraper outreach, we want to look for pages that have lots and lots of referring domains. So here we've got a whole bunch of articles. They're highly relevant and they all have lots and lots of referring domains. So this you can see is a pretty crazy result. And all of these are very similar too. They're all about the benefits of apple cider vinegar. So if we were in the health niche, we could conceivably create a guide on apple cider vinegar or the health benefits of apple cider vinegar, and we might have 1,000 people to email. That is a lot of emails and a lot of potential links. So one way to find it is using the Content Explorer. In some niches, this might not work, and those are usually the niches where, like golf, they are highly, highly commercial, and the results tend to be big businesses who have lots of money who are spending big budgets on links. And golf, that tends to be golf resorts and stuff. So when you type in golf and you sort for referring domains, you mostly just see like individual golf resort pages, and that's not good because I can't create content about individual golf resorts and then go ask for those links. So in some niches it works, in some niches it doesn't. In golf it doesn't happen to work, but that's okay because there are lots of other ways to find them. So that's 2 ways. The third way, and this doesn't work particularly well in golf either, but it does work to some extent. I just want to show you a really good example, is to look at the top pages on big sites, the pages with the most links, and then use those to get ideas for topics that might get links everywhere else. So to do this, you find a big site in your niche, which you probably already know by doing your niche research. And then you scroll over here to the sidebar. Under pages, click best by links, and this will come up with a list of all the pages for that site that have the most links. A lot of times it's going to be a home page or a product page or something like that. But normally there's going to be some really good blog posts in here too. For Runner's World, we have stuff like kids running or race finders, a shoe advisor, what to wear when running. Clearly, if we had a running site, we could create articles on all of these, and they have lots and lots of referring domains. And we could assume that other sites have content on these topics that is also getting lots of links. So, real quick rundown for those 3 tactics again. It is 1, just Google big topics that you know in the niche. 2, use Ahrefs Content Explorer and sort by referring domains. And then 3, look at the most highly linked pages on big sites to get ideas. So for these 2, Content Explorer and looking at big sites, you can take these and use them as skyscraper sources or skyscraper targets. However, you also want to go back to Google and type in those topics to try to find even more pages, right? So say we like this topic of running for kids. We could take this page and jot it down in our list as the competitor page. We can record the referring domains, and then we can record the backlinks report for that page, right? But we also want to go back to Google, type it in, and see if we can find more pages with more links, because the idea is to have a whole bunch of pages which in aggregate have lots and lots of referring domains pointing to them. So you can see here I've got maybe, I don't know, 300 or 400, probably actually like 500 or 600 referring domains. And we can clean this and then email lots of people. So if you're using one of these 2 tactics, make sure you go back to Google and try to find as many pages that have links on that topic as possible. And as you can see, I usually just end up recording them in a simple spreadsheet that has all the stuff that I just mentioned below. So what do you do once you have them, right? So we've got improve your golf swing as a topic. We've got all these pages and we've got these backlink reports. What we do then is look at the backlink report and we start to filter out all of the stuff that might not be as useful, so that when we export our prospects, we have lots of really high quality sites, right? So the 2 things you for sure want to filter, or the filters that you want to turn on, are 1, backlink per domain, because we only want to email each site once, and do follow links. So you want to make sure that the links coming out of these pages are followed so that you can get SEO juice from them. The 2 optional filters, and I know Gaio likes to turn these on all the time, I sometimes don't, are platform and languages. So you can sort these to only have WordPress sites and to only be in English. I find that the Ahrefs filters sometimes filter out good sites, and so I don't like to use them all the time. I do use them if I find a skyscraper target that has lots and lots of referring domains, just because it's going to save me some time and money on emailing bad sites. So kind of have to eyeball it. If you click any one of these, you can see which are or how many in parentheses it'll result from that specific platform. Started with 160, and because it pared it down to 12, I was hesitant about using this. But when I looked at the list, I saw that like 100 of them were syndicated articles on news website, and so I could get rid of them by paring it down to only WordPress sites. Similarly with language, you can see that all of them are 12. If you select only English sites, you'll have 6. But if we scroll through here, there's nothing that is not English. So you can see how they are imperfect and you have to eyeball it. They can be useful in some instances. Then, and I have 2 open here, so I can show you in this one, I did not pare it down to WordPress because it limited it too much, but you can see that I have some Web 2.0s and stuff in there. But I did use the language filter because there were some foreign sites and I did not want those, right? What you do after that is export all of the results and you put them in one folder, all saved in the same format without you editing them at all. And then you want to clean them up to make sure that the results are both high quality and in an appropriate range and ready to send out. I'm going to record a separate video to show you how to do that because it's a little bit tricky, takes some time, although it will save you lots of time in the long run. So let's do just a super quick recap. By the way, the next step is actually emailing these people, and I have a script in the lesson below that you can copy and paste or use as inspiration for your own, which I also recommend. Let's do a quick recap. So first thing you do is find a topic by using stuff that you know about your niche already, the Ahrefs Content Explorer, or getting ideas from big sites. Whatever you find, you want to go find as many pages on that topic that have links as possible, record them in a spreadsheet. After you record them in a spreadsheet, go look at the backlink reports, clean them up a little bit with these filters, export them all to one folder. Then I'm going to show you how to combine them into one report, how to clean them up and get them ready for outreach.